the biggest thing. A lot of my mentors have said things to me like, the most important things in business will be the books that you read, the content, what you learn, and the people that you meet. And you find as you get more successful, you meet a higher level of person. And yes, they can introduce you to people, and that's great. But ultimately, when you meet a high level of person, you learn more from them. Right. So yeah, it's fundamental. And so any personal trainer can get a jump on anybody else by knowing more about diet, knowing more about fitness, knowing more about exercise, knowledge. And it's easier than ever to get.
And in your book, Life Leverage, you talk about mentors, and it's something we've spoken about before. But how do you, if you're a trainer and you are struggling, you've probably, maybe you're married, you've got a child, you're working as many hours as you can put in, and you probably don't have that extra money to spend to a mentor. What would people do that are in that position? How do they go about finding a mentor and sort of learn, getting someone to help them to that next stage if they're not in the position and they don't know those people that are successful?
Yeah. Okay, so there's probably 3 ways of getting a mentor. One of them is paying them. But there are some people I know who, maybe I'll catch up with once or twice a year, who I'd regard as mentors, some of them billionaires. Like no amount of money could I pay them for, but they would have lunch or dinner with me a couple of times a year. So you can find out the people who are at where you want, and if they mentor, you pay for them. Or you just try and connect yourself with people or get introductions, and just try and go out for lunch or dinner. Great thing about the podcasting is you get to interview them. One of the biggest side benefits of a podcast is you interview cool people. And then John Barnes, who I interviewed a couple of weeks ago, just gave me his mobile number. He's my footballing hero. And he's just like, oh yeah, I'll be upstairs in 10 minutes. Here's my mobile number, call me. And it's like, that's cool, thanks to the podcast. So, that's another way of doing it. And then another way of doing it is just thinking, who do I want to be like? Who do I admire? Who inspires me? Follow them on Facebook, follow them on YouTube, follow on Instagram. They're all now, all the big players, not all, most of them are doing their own personal branding type stuff. You follow The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He's massive, always doing videos. He's an inspirational guy. Obviously, even people in real estate like Grant Cardone, he's got a big sort of personal brand, doing videos all the time, 9 posts a day on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. So you can basically vicariously, voyeuristically, from a distance, from the other side of the world, you can pick up stuff by following all of their work. And then as you get more successful learning their stuff, then you can hire them as a mentor. I think it's really important to have mentors. There's a saying in England which goes, it's good to learn from your mistakes. I think it's dumb to learn from your mistakes. I think it's better to learn from the mistakes of other people. Like let's say you wanted to learn how to go bust.